The Utah Jazz will finally make the playoffs this year. Now, last year, the Utah Jazz only won 17 games, and that was over the whole season. It is January 9th, and last night they won their 13th game. So the Jazz have made improvements. They have looked better. They are a better team. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, they are only 3 games out of the 10th seed. Now, obviously, if they're the 10th seed, they still have to get to the play-in, or that puts them in the play-in, which means they still have to win a couple games in order to get into the playoffs. However, the Utah Jazz, what Charles Barkley say, Jordan? The Utah Jazz are on their way. Could this be their year?
No.
They didn't win their 13th game run last year until right before the All-Star break. That's when they won their 13th.
A year for what?
Well, I mean, they're getting better. I think what we
playing.
This is this is what we got. This is what we have to do, Ron. We have to stop with the championship or bust. Teams are improving. The Jazz were bottom feeders last year. I'm talking about like the worst team in the West. They were bottom feeders. This year, they may have the most improved player on their team. Keontae George has gotten a lot better. This kid, Isaiah Collier, has gotten a lot better. I feel like the stuff that Will Hardy has been preaching to them, has been screaming to them about, that they don't play defense, which they don't.
Oh, they definitely don't.
They don't. But he is getting more of an effort than what he was getting in the past. With that being said, I'm not looking at this group like a group that's in any contention for championship, but they are getting better. And I think that that's the most important part. And get Lauri Markkanen out of Utah, because Lauri Markkanen being out of Utah and him being on a contender, I mean, they got him 3 years ago so they can build this thing. Now, it might not be moving as fast as people would like, but, I mean, it is moving, and they are improving. I'm not going to just sit here and, Utah's garbage. Well, they might suck less than they did, but they are getting better. Yeah, they do.
How many close games has Utah played OKC to?
A bunch.
I know. Didn't OKC beat Utah that one time without Shea? They beat them by like 40, 50.
Yeah.
However, let me see, just to be sure.
Sure. That was in that, and by the way, that was in November when they smoked them, right? That was in November. No, they smoked them twice this year. They smoked them by 20. I mean, they smoked them by 30 twice this year. So they only played them close that one game.
I thought you said how many close games Utah has had. I'm about to say they had a bunch of close games.
They had a bunch of close games.
No, I said with OKC.
Yeah, OKC. It was just that one game that was in overtime. The 2 previous games, they beaten them by like an average margin of 30. They've destroyed them. Yes. What's this to Ron's point? Okay, so Ron, we are 2.5 games or 3 games out to play in. Ron, what's the ceiling for the Utah Jazz this year? Last year they won 17 games. Like if they win 25 games, that's an improvement for them. I think that's
yeah, it is, but it's not a vast improvement. They still trash. Like
to win 8 more games,
vast, double
to win 8 more games.
8 more games out of 82. We're not gonna hand away.
If OKC won 8 more games than last year, they would have 76 wins,
which is a vast improvement.
Win column, but they already in win column. We're not about to hand out certificates for winning 8 more games from 8 to 17.
We're not handing certificates, Jordan. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not handing out certificates.
So Jordan, you
acknowledge an improvement. That's all. That's all we do.
Man, not really. I don't want to see that type of marginal improvement. I want to see at least a 20-game, 30-game improvement.
What I'm talking about, this is the championship culture.
Yeah.
Like if you ain't
like the Rockets,
damn, Jordan, 20 like games. To win 8 more games, that's a big deal.
The Rockets went from winning like 20 games. Rockets went from winning like 20 games to winning 41. That's an improvement. That's something to be celebrated. Not from 17,
22. They won 22 and then won 41.
Yeah,
not the year before 22. What they?
I'm pretty sure it was back-to-back 22s.
Yeah, it was some trash shit.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say? Chill, you gonna go to your boss and say, "Hey, look, we had an 8-game improvement from last year." Like the boss gonna be like, "Yeah, well, you did. Like it's 82 games. Like you should have an 8-game improvement. You shouldn't have won 8 games in the first place or 13 games in the first place."
So Swiper, would you attest that the year y'all won the championship in 23, do you think that the group next year was better?
Yeah, I mean they were. Yeah, I think we can say that. I think they were number 8 in defense on the season. I think they were top 5 in rim protection defense that year and top 3 in 3-point defense. Their offense was elite.
Sure.
I think they were.
And I think they had a 4-game improvement that year. 4 games. Yeah,
but remember they could have won. They could have won close to 60 games the year before. But remember they took their foot off the gas like
at the end of the season.
No, like it was like March 1st.
March, I remember. The March.
Yeah, because they just didn't need to. They had I think they had like a 9-game lead for first place over Memphis or something, and so I think they just coached it the rest of the year for the most part.
Also, improving by 5 games when you won 50 something the year before is definitely more impressive than improving by 10 games when you won 17.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's easier to improve you. It's easier to improve your wins when you have
you're
no wins to begin
horrible.
with. Yeah, like it's easier to go from having no money to having $10 than to go from having $1 million to $10 million. Like it's both are increasing your percentage by 100%.
I'm glad we're talking about the Jazz though, because I told everybody how the culture is changing over there, and we can sit here and nag and moan about wins, losses, and marginal differences, and who gives a damn about any of that? The difference is the culture of the Utah Jazz. They're building something. You can see something is being built. The young players are developing, and that's what matters. I don't care
think the culture changing though. I just think the talent getting
the culture's definitely changing. Tomato. If the talent's building and they're meshing together, the culture is going to change. That's how I feel. Same thing with the Wizards.
Shit, them boys ain't playing no defense. They have no interest in playing any.
You don't got to play defense to have a culture change.
Well, what was the culture before, and what is it now? I guess.
Mormon.
The culture was losing.
Mormon culture.
That's what the culture was. The culture was losing.
Wasting.
Well, they still got Kyle
careers. That is true, but literally the culture was nothing. There were no good the young talent didn't seem like it was developing. Ever since Donovan Mitchell and Rudy left, it was darkness. What was there to talk about? They have something to talk about now. Shout out Keontae George, Laurie dropping 30. They have things to talk about. They have things to look forward to, and that's the first steps into actually developing into something. That's what happened with the Pistons a couple years ago when I was sitting here telling Chilltown, "Hey man, they real, but they only won 2 games in like 3
Ain't no way
months."
you telling them they was real and they won 2 games.
He was.
I was.
He was. Yes,
he was trolling at the time.
I wasn't trolling. I was saying the same thing Kay was saying. They're not 2-24 bad. They're winning games by less than. They had a terrorist for a coach, but we're not going to go there. But
they've got a whole nother team though. Like that's when I said they was gonna be good when they start getting those other pieces and they start adding them veteran pieces. That's when I was like, oh, they're gonna be good.
Yeah, but Damo believed
Jordan,
the year before that though.
Wait, Damo,
Jordan,
what Penn say?
Damo was just a year early. That's what Damo wasn't.
I'm always a year early, but I can see.
Damo was early.
I'm a year early because I can see what's going on. A year before it happened. Same thing with the Rockets. I was telling people, yo, the Rockets are they're going to be real. They're coming. Pause. You can see these things. Once you see a future, for me, once you see something, once I can see a future with a team that had nothing, the Rockets was
what you saw in the Rockets? What you saw in the Steven Silas Rockets?
Oh, Sengun. I knew Sengun was the truth. I was saying Sengun was going to be an all-star 2 years ago. I knew it. I knew he was a
face like that. They had talent over there. They had young talent.
I mean, I'm just saying, Damo threw out an olive branch and he got granted. That's what
I was telling people about the Wizards. I told people buy into the Wizards. Everyone told me.
So when did your expiration go out? Like when did your expiration date go out?
You remember Domo saying the 24 Pistons were making the playoffs, man. So like you be throwing the shit at the wall. Like
it's not throwing shit at the wall. I just believe, man. I was hey, thank you, Cheese. I was telling people about Jalen Duren his rookie year. I told y'all what was coming. Like I see these things.
But when do you put like a ceiling on it? Like when do you be like, this is when it's gonna be?
Jordan, you just feeling it.
I don't. I don't.
Jordan
Once I got faith in you, I got faith. I got blind faith. I'm the king of blind faith. Once I
believe
in you, I believe in you.
And that shit just might come true.
No, he's not just saying.
No, I don't just say anything.
No,
I speak the truth. I speak the truth. So
what do you think about Bronny James?
I think that he's gonna be GP2 with a 3-ball. That's what I think about him. That's his ceiling. GP2 with a 3-ball.
That really ain't all that bad though.
He's
not that good.
What is that? What is GP2?
Not right now. He's not
a good guard defender, a dirty work guy. that's gonna hit a 3-ball. That's
Man,
it.
Chill,
Bronny
he'll never be
James-
as good. He'll never be as good as GP2.
Yeah, man.
That's
Damo,
You say that now?
Damo, Bronny is
I-
getting
I'm
ready
not
for
buying that.
retirement.
See, this
So
is what I'm
is
talking about. This what I don't want to play for Jordan because Jordan think you
crazy, bro.
suck. Jordan is a player killer.
Jordan
Jordan is 100%
I've
a
been
player
right
killer.
more than I've been wrong. I can tell you
No,
that.
you haven't
boy.
been.
I've been right
No,
more than I've been wrong.
you think Bronny James suck?
No, I
you
just
don't
think
think
he's
he
an
does
NBA
suck.
player. I don't think he's an NBA player.
That's what I'm talking
To
about.
NBA
He's clearly
standards,
an
he
NBA.
does suck
He
to
clearly
NBA
is.
standards.
Because he in the
I've
NBA.
seen
But
worse.
he's
Yeah.
definitely in
I've
the
seen
NBA.
worse.
He's
Yeah, he's
definitely
in
in
the
the
I've
NBA.
seen
NBA.
worse
Right.
guys in the NBA. I've seen worse guys in the NBA.
Well,
but
not
to
being an
but
NBA
to
player doesn't mean you're the worst in the
standards-
league because there could be like 15 guys in the league right
Yeah.
now that aren't NBA players.
It's a
Like,
couple
just
guys
saying,
on his
bro.
team that ain't better than him.
Like
Shout
who,
out to
Gabe
Gabe
Vincent?
yeah, shout out to Gabe Vincent.
That's crazy.
Nah,
Okay,
hey,
let's-
but
I'm
nah,
just
for real
saying,
though, for real though,
can we-
chill, to get back to the Jazz though.
That's what.
I gotta tell you the truth. I'm disappointed in the Jazz. Like I thought
You think they should be better?
I think the Jazz should be better than this. Personally, I mean, I don't know. And you know what they do? They do not have Walker Kessler now too, though. So, you know, maybe that's what it is. I
Wait, so
think
what
the
did you predict? I ain't mean to cut you off, but what did you predict for them preseason?
I don't know much about a prediction, but I just didn't think they were this like they were just going to be one of the bottom 3 teams in the West. I thought the Jazz were, you know.
They won 17 games last year.
Shit, Ox.
Yeah, but
I saw the first game.
Obviously, I think that they're going to improve a lot this year. But I'm thinking the Jazz could go from 17 to 33, 34. You know what I'm saying? Like
That would be
35.
something, but
I
mean, I'm gonna be real.
I think they're a lot better than this though, yo. I think they're actually underperforming, underachieving. But like I said, Walker Kessler has been out for a while, so that could.
hell no. I watched them boys play defense like the first week of the NBA, and I said, "There's no fucking way this is a serious NBA team."
I had them
You
winning.
said the
9
same thing
games
about
before
Brooklyn,
the
and then you
season, so.
came around on Brooklyn too. So
Yeah,
No,
said
Brooklyn stopped
Well,
playing.
Brooklyn started
Yeah.
playing defense. So.
Yeah.
And they stopped playing the guys that I said, "Who the hell is that?" I'm out there like, "Why the fuck is Ben Surf out there?" I'm watching Ben Sarah play. I'm watching Trey Orr play. Trey Orr be still playing, but he's still trash. But I'm watching nothing but non-NBA guys out there play.
Damn, how
Non-NBA
people
guys.
supposed to develop? Yo, you got the old school mentality. Young guys
Yeah,
just can't
exactly.
develop. That's
Exactly.
crazy.
Well, Jordan
Man,
Jordan
I
lives in
don't-
today. That's why. That's why.
No. Let me set the record straight on this
Please.
development shit.
Please.
Y'all be wanting trash motherfuckers to develop. It's not
Well,
about trash development.
okay,
I'm not developing
The team was
trash.
supposed to be trash. I'm sorry
Wait,
if I
wait,
spend
wait,
if I spend
If
5
your ass
first round
is trash,
picks
then
on
you ain't
guys
developing on
and
my
my
team.
team's supposed to be trash, I will at least want to see if these guys can play basketball. I'm gonna throw them on the court.
Why would you develop trash on the NBA team?
This is what I'm talking
Because you
about.
don't think they're trash. Why would I
Right.
draft guys if I think they're trash?
Well, not only.
Well,
not
I think
only trash,
I think Nets fans knew what was happening this year. I think they're aware.
what was
That's
happening.
fine.
Mark?
The front office said we spent 4 to 5 first round picks on guys. Let's see what they can do.
A lot of them were
It's a
trash.
long
They go
season.
starting to pan out, but a lot of them trash. Trey Orr is trash. I'm sorry, Ben Surf is trash.
Okay, so answer this question for me. When Jaylen Brown first showed up on the scene, what was Jaylen Brown?
Not trash.
wasn't
He
trash.
was a
What?
project,
Tell me
but
what he
not
was.
trash.
Tell
Way
me what he
better
was.
than Sarah.
Y'all remember Jaylen Brown?
We'll call him a raw. We'll call him raw and
He was trash.
Mark,
Nah,
that
he
shit
was
sound like
trash.
trash.
He
That
was
shit
trash.
sound like-
He was
Cool.
trash.
Raw
He
and
came out of Cal.
potential.
He was trash.
Yeah,
He was
no way
trash. He
he
was
was
trash.
trash.
He was
He was
dunking.
trash at Cal.
the
He
double-
was trash at Cal.
He was
Not
trash when he
trash.
came out of Cal as an NBA player. What's the difference between him and Bronny James?
Listen.
Okay,
listen.
that's
The
crazy.
fact that he's
crazy. That's
6'7"
crazy.
and
That's
super.
crazy.
What?
Okay, he was okay.
Chill.
Raw,
You like
raw
to make
untapped
this-
potential. We'll say that raw untapped potential.
Chill like to make this massive reach because that's what he's doing right now. Get that back
Not
scratcher out
making a
'cause you
massive
reaching.
reach. You
But listen.
saying that a guy when he comes into the league, he's trash. Okay,
Chill.
I've said this to you.
Hold on.
countless-
No. I'm saying Ben Seraph is trash. Do you realize
Just
where
as
they
trash
got
as
Ben
Jaylen Brown
Seraph
when he
from?
got here.
Huh?
Just as trash as Jaylen Brown when he got to the league.
He was.
Jaylen Brown had
Hell
no
no.
left, right, spin
Damo,
move.
do
He
you
had a
understand-
dunk.
do you-
He could dunk. That was it.
Damo, do you understand?
No, he worse than Jaylen Brown was his first year, but Jaylen Brown was bad. So I'll say that Jaylen Brown was bad.
But do you understand? Ben Seraph didn't even come from the Euro League. He came from like the Euro Cup.
Okay,
Like he's not even coming from the best league.
he was on the
That
he was on the
matters
same
nothing to
team that
me.
Noah. He was on the same team that Noah Osenge was on.
Oh, by the way, trash.
And-
Like, what are we doing?
And
Well,
when
Noah
Whitney-
Osenge didn't even touch the court for. He played like 2 games and now he's out for the season. So I'm gonna leave him alone.
He
But-
shouldn't be in the NBA right now. The kid is like 17, 18. Why can't he go develop over where he was at? Y'all just
because you
saw
can be a lottery pick in the NBA. He got picked.
no, it's not nothing against him. He did what he's supposed to do. The
It sound
GM's
like it's
not
something
doing what
against
they
him.
supposed to do. They
So, Jordan-
guessing.
So Jordan, my question to you, Jordan, is if a guy is trash, is there any upside to him? Like, for example, this kid Ben, is there any
sure
upside to
It's
him?
not on my team.
Okay, see, there it is right there. That's it right there, what I'm talking about.
Your team's the Nets?
Why can't I develop a player that's already good? Why do I got to develop trash?
Oh, okay. Cam Thomas doing nothing for the past 3 years.
Well, Cam Thomas is way better than Ben Simmons. Cam Thomas is better than a lot of players.
What are you developing? Jordan, name me the last 3 players the Nets developed. Name them.
I mean, to be fair, they didn't have a chance to develop guys like that. To be honest with you, they just been.
That's not true.
So guys that come
true.
Nick
I would say Day'Ron Sharpe has developed a lot.
Day'Ron Sharpe is definitely developing. Yeah, but I'm saying they ain't got like a 10-year.
Nick Claxton when he ascended,
that was they ain't got like a 5-year window where they just drafting guys and you able to see them develop like that. Like they've been in a sticky situation, like with Kevin Durant, James Harden, all them going over there. That was a sticky situation.
So they haven't had the chance to develop guys and draft guys.
Imagine that.
So now that they did, they're trying to see what these guys can do, and you're telling them, get them off the team. They're trash. It's year 1. Let them try.
I'm saying if you look at Noah Singay and you saying that that's an NBA player, you're lying. You're lying.
Okay. Can we turn him into a?
If you're operating off the thought that the NBA is the top 450 guys in the world, sure, but it's not. Yeah, and it hasn't been for a while. Like that's just not.
It don't matter.
Yes, it does. And there's plenty of guys there's plenty of guys who've come into the league who were not very good.
But this is where it's gonna come into. This is where it's gonna come into like some sour shit. Because how could you look at a guy like Noah Singay and say I'm willing to wait for him, but a motherfucker like Cam Thomas who averaged 20, you want to act like he can't play in the NBA? Like you want to act like
the Nets aren't doing that because they're playing Cam Thomas too.
That's number
he come
one.
off the fucking bench. Why would Cam Thomas need to come off the bench?
Well, Cam Thomas was coming off the bench
play
because
defense.
it was actually a minute. He was on the bench.
It was actually Also, they wanted him to come off the bench too because Jordan said he don't play no defense. Noah Singay shouldn't have no thought of shit. He don't play.
But Noah Singay wasn't playing for the Bulls. Like they weren't giving him no.
I'm saying he shouldn't be in the NBA though. How do we be critical of a guy that's averaging 20? Then we saw a guy in the fucking Euro Cup. Like he was good in the Euro Cup, but that's the Euro Cup. How do we,
Jordan? But you got it. But Jordan,
that's the same that
Jordan, you
because he's 18 years old.
I'm saying like where did Giannis come from? Giannis didn't play in the Euro Cup. He damn sure didn't play in the Euro League. Now, once again, I'm not. So he played in the worst league.
And can run like Gazelle and can dribble and shoot and all that shit.
To be fair, that's kind of the appeal with Noah Singay is that he's really.
It's literally the same thing.
That's the appeal. That's the appeal.
I'm not saying that Noah's going to become Giannis because I know that's immediately where the thought comes to. All I'm saying is Noah Singay, 6'9", 6'10", runs like a gazelle, can dunk like crazy. Has the same Giannis build, long and skinny. Pause.
Yes, even when Giannis was long and skinny when he first came in the NBA, he was way fucking better than Noah Singay. He might be. I'm saying though, when you looked at Giannis at that moment in time, you're like, I can build this guy into something potentially. Like sometimes you just take flyers. You never know. Yes.
You never know.
Hold on, Ron. You're right. Let's add context to that. During that time, the NBA wasn't as skilled as y'all like to say.
And a lot of these guys who show up ain't as skilled neither, Jordan. A lot of these guys when they show up, Anthony Black wasn't super skilled, but he had a real upside. What are you talking about, Jordan?
Chill. What do you mean?
These guys when they first show up, they ain't super skilled.
Hold on. Stop. Let's go back. When you saw Anthony Black in college,
I liked his upside.
You saw Noah Singay.
Okay, I saw a shot block.
No, that's not what he said.
But which is okay.
You talking about Anthony Black in college?
This is what Jordan is doing.
That's a shot blocker.
This is what Jordan is doing. Jordan is looking at guys and not looking at what they can be good at. He's looking at what they have right now, and no, this dude can't play right now. Instead of looking at what he possibly can be in the future, and instead of looking at that. And instead of looking at what he can be in the future and how he can help us in the future and develop these skills that he already has.
So why you don't look at that with Cam Thomas then?
Well, number one, because we got a bunch of dudes in
the Nets are looking at that.
I don't think so. I think Cam Thomas is frustrated.
What do you mean?
I think they don't want Cam Thomas. First of all, they didn't want to pay him. That's number one. Number two, they don't want Cam Thomas playing. First of all, Cam Thomas is a walking bucket. Why you can't develop him into doing shit? You just put him in a box, but fucking broaden the box.
They didn't put him in the box. When they gave him the keys, you know what he said? I'm going to score this hoe. That was it. I'm scoring. I'm
What the
scoring.
fuck do Ben
I'm
Sell
6'2", I'm 6'3",
Ben
and I'ma
Sell
just
do?
score.
Ben
Ben
Sell
Serve
We don't
doesn't play and
know.
Cam Thomas
We
does.
don't
Like,
know.
what are we talking
First
about?
of all,
He's developing.
First of all,
Also,
okay.
the mindset you have, it will
Where's
work if you
development
were a
for-
championship team. If you were a
Where
contending
is the
team and you
development
had this
for
young guy
Cam
trying to get in the
Thomas?
rotation,
You just gonna
your
put Cam
mindset
Thomas
would
in
make
the box?
sense. We're talking about the Brooklyn Nets.
Where
We're
was
talking about a
development
bottom
for-
feeder.
Okay. Where was this thought process with Cam Thomas?
It's
You
been there.
motherfuckers
It's
only
been
preach-
there. It's been
Hold on.
there.
Y'all only preach development when y'all see a European player coming
That's
from the
not
Euro.
true.
That's not
no,
true.
That's not true. Nope.
Yes, it is.
That is not
when
true.
When it comes down
That's
to Cam
not true.
Thomas, it's a box.
Because
let
there's
Cam
plenty of-
Thomas develop.
It's not a box. That's his game.
That's not true.
How long has Cam Thomas been in the league? How many seasons have we actually seen of Cam
year
Thomas?
5. He's in year 5. He got drafted in the.
He's had
and
ample
they
time to show what he can do. And we know what he is.
Role a second class citizen, but we got guys who you never saw do shit and Ben Serve, and they gonna say, oh, he's a project. We can work with him.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops all hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. Yeah, this that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.